finally decided to show up. I didn't know whether or not you got cold feet. That damn kid Aki is always trying to mess with me too, so he could have easily told you some info about me that I wouldn't usually share on a first date. Try to scare you away from me. For someone who always rejects my advances, he sure is overprotective. Whatever. I'm glad you ended up coming over. Well, make yourself at home. The owner of this izakaya and I go way back, so don't worry too much about making a mess. He let me reserve this back room for basically the whole night. Actually, he definitely let me sleep in here a couple times when I missed the last train. Well, that's just part of the fun in this town. You gotta experience all the shit that life can throw at you to really appreciate the few good moments. I hope your trip here wasn't too difficult. I know this area of town gets difficult to travel after a particularly nasty double appearance. I suppose I shouldn't be talking so much about business while we're on our dates, but to be honest, I don't really speak to anyone outside of work. When your job is all-consuming like devil hunting is, there's really no point in trying to connect with random humans who can't even defend themselves against attacks. It just feels unnecessary for me to try to connect with someone who may just disappear tomorrow. I've seen so much loss since I started working for the government. It stopped seeming worth it to make those deep connections with most people. And after all that lost, I feel like some part of me went a little crazy. Like Captain Kishibe said, it's what keeps you alive in this business. But it also tears out a little bit of your humanity. Do you still think I look like a human? How much of my mind would I need to lose in order to fully transform into a monster? And would you stay by my side even if I lost all my humanity? I don't need you to love me, after all. I would be happy even if you only wanted me for my body. But it makes me wonder. What would you do if I went totally crazy? Would you still want me? Well, I guess I shouldn't assume anything, but, well, you're here after all. Some part of you must want some part of me, right? This conversation's not very cute, huh? Let's get back to our date, why don't we? And the best way to start is by having a drink together. Let's take a shot of sake together. You don't need to be worried about what all I drank before you got here. I can handle my liquor just fine. What you should be worried about is whether or not you can go toe-to-toe with me. So, what do you say? Are you up to the challenge? I'm usually a woman of action, but I guess you did just get here. You've barely even settled in. Fine. I guess we should take a little time to unwind together before we start getting sloppy. That is what normal people do, after all. I'm not really used to stuff like this, are you? You're definitely better than me. I'm the teacher for a lot of my coworkers here. It's not often that I get to be the students. I guess you're going to be giving me a lot of firsts tonight. And hopefully I can give you a first tonight as well. Should I call you Sensei? Huh? Are you going to teach me how to do this whole dating thing, Sensei? What's our first lesson? Do you like being the teacher? That do something for you? I might be teasing you a bit, but it's working, isn't it? Anyways, maybe it would help if I told you some of the subjects I need help with. First of all, would you want to teach me how to plan out the date night? What comes first in a date versus what we should save for last? Personally, if it were up to me, we'd already be leaving here to go rent out a hotel room for the night. But I'm willing to do things the right way for you. You make me do a lot of crazy human things, you know. So, I guess the first part of the date is getting to know each other over drinks. I already got a head start in the drinking portion, so how about we just start by getting to know each other? Well, I hate to say it, but there's not too much to know about me. Everyone who mattered to me before you is gone now. I've seen how strong you are, so I'm pretty confident in your abilities to survive. But you better make sure you survive, or else I'll never forgive you. Aki, too, for that matter. I've lost enough people in my lifetime. It's not that I have a strong relationship with anyone in my team, but it would be a hassle if any of them died. I would much prefer them to leave the 4th Division rather than die in action. I have nowhere else to go at this point, and nothing else to do. I've signed my soul to this job. But Aki still has a chance to leave this job and find happiness. He's all consumed in his hunt for vengeance from the gun devil. At his core, he's just a normal guy. He's not nearly crazy enough to make it out of this job alive. But he won't listen to reason. No matter how many times I tell him that he could be happy away from Division 4, he could even have a nice, safe life in one of the other divisions. But he is determined to follow Makima's every word. And I decided that if he's already planning to throw his future away, he might as well indulge in my bad habit with me. At this point, I'm just gonna enjoy my life to its fullest, and I'm determined to survive for as long as I can. With you here, though, I could see myself picking up a new bad habit. So, what do you say? Do you want to be my new vice? I know I said I was going to try and take things slowly, but spending this evening with you makes me feel so much more awake than I felt in a long while. And I'm not sure if we'll get another night like this. That's one of the biggest things in this job. You never know what day will be your last. I can't leave you tonight and risk the chance of this being our only time together. So, what do you say? Want to find a room in a hotel nearby and keep this night going? Do you want to skip a few steps in the lesson plan, Sensei? I've got an ongoing tab here. The owner knows to just cancel it once I die. All I have to do is just wave goodbye to him as we leave. We're all good. So, you ready for the next lesson? But this time, you get to call me Sensei.